Yes, it did. Oh, it's back up. And Chanigan is fighting Garland.
Chanigan finally making it to toe, finally getting to paralyzing. Let's just do what you can, and Garland is dead.
King with the crystal. Princess with the ruby. There it is. Bert picking up his herb.
And Chanigan making that quick run up with the crystal to check with the witch, see what she has to give. Obviously, we've already got the herb from Bicky, so what's he gonna have, or what's she gonna have? The rod instead of Sarda? Who knows?
I'm hoping for a key. Just to make that key-locked marsh feel like a good option.
Yeah, those early items you can get. It's not incentivized this time around, but if you got it and you have to go. That is the crown, so that is another thing we can run to and go.
Plenty of money in Matoya as well. They could pick up that neutral silver sword for their fighters with that money.
That is a huge value upgrade at this point.
I'm not sure if Chanigan checked the weapon shop or might not remember. We'll see. Then again, they have Ice 3 and Harm 2. That'll get them through most of this early stuff.
Very true, and so far we haven't seen any cruel encounters on the overworld. Cure on those arachnids is annoying, but it's not game-breaking as, like, Heal would be, or Cremate.
Ooh, Flash. That's a nice time waster.
Bert taking on Astos. I lost track. We have extended open progression, which allows them to run down where there would normally be rivers, so we can get this turned into the crown.
I think it said canoe.
Indeed it did. That will give full inner sea access to Crescent, to Ice Cave, and to Volcano. Volcano is our non-incentivized dungeon, however, but Ice Cave is incentivized, as is Marsh tonight, so definitely places to go. But again, they also have no access to Warp so far, so...
Yeah.
And even if they could, if they had the Red Mage, I believe that is the one that doesn't have Warp, so...
I think that might be why they took a red and black each, just to compensate the warp and fast missing.
It is only logical to have some backups.
If I remember correctly, doesn't Black Belt also have half experience in this flag set?
It is a flag that can be enabled to balance the experience gain to try and neutralize the black belt's overpoweredness, but it seems that neither of our runners have. Well, we shall see how they go. Bert taking a chance to check the two chests here in Dwarfs, not finding much, but the Mage Stick, actually, come to think, it is a caster item. That's just very nice to see. That is Temper, Warp, and Bane at level 3 Black Magic. Excellent spells.
Very stacked level 3 black. life at level 3. I want to say that's a night learnable slot. I think 1 and 3.
I can never remember. I just know it's alternating 1, 3, 2, and 4. That is Harm 4, Cure 4. Level 4 white is stacked.
Level 4 black has nothing of great use.
So far, no vendor item, but that is some reasonably affordable cabins I assume that I pick up if they don't already have a stock of tents. Both of our runners deciding to go Elfland before going towards Marsh. Understandable. More access to magic, potentially more access to better gear.
Yeah,
And the herb in hand.
That too. Finding Warp RX is always nice before you go into Marsh. TNT?
That's another fetch quest chain to continue down, and I don't blame them for doing it. You get more experience per each incentive item you have, so finding these early chains gets you that experience faster. Obviously, with TNT in hand, Shanigan just straight up and turn that into Derek. Hopefully, gonna get. Well, you kind of hope it's gonna be lazy dwarfs of some sort. If not, if you got a warp charge, you can still get out of that deep dive. Alternatively, getting the key from this would be big, because then you have access to that armory. No hooray from the hooray dwarf.
I get it on the way out if... Well, they're probably not going to walk out, so... The ship!
The big boat to go with the little boat, and unfortunately for the moment, the big boat's still trapped in the inner sea, so Marsh, Sages, or Ice has the canal. It's interesting what we find and where. Could be in Never Ice, could be in Never Marsh, but I assume at this point they're probably thinking Sages first.
Ah, come on, it's always ice.
You got Warp, but early ice or no ice? I'd say it's doable. Shanigan getting to the ship was Bert is leaving Elfland on his way to get that ship himself. Or not.
Bert
Looks like he's going to
Marsh
yeah,
first.
Marsh.
Our first divergence, really.
This will be quite revealing as far as more encounters to see and what is where. It could be Bird is going to get the floater and Shanigan's going to go diving for some random item of uselessness, like a tail he'll never use, or, well, I would say more like the slab that goes to Lefeinian to get the Vorpal or something.
Shanigan's on his way to Marsh now as well.
Oh, I was hoping they would divert more, but no, it looks like Shanigan used the boat, went ahead and got some gear, and then headed back. Now we have no loose, so I doubt they're going to be going to top. Bert checking that linked chest to Marsh top, getting the house out of it, pretty good value. Few steps for a good item.
Yeah, I mean, their magic's pretty stacked, so houses are going to be very useful.
Yeah, and when all the melee characters in this roll down some form of scaling or initial health, it makes it a casters for the win situation. Katana rolls -4. It's still a damn powerful stick with higher crit than just about anything, but still oof.
Yeah, I mean, at -4, it's... I want to say slightly weaker than the vanilla Vorpal.
But you know what's not weak? Well, it could be weak, and they're hoping it's weak. Well, it's the eye, which is guarding the Marsh incentive.
Ooh.
This could be a solid grind option. It's not a safe tile encounter, but Vorpal -4. That's the big womp. The eye is the only reason this entire dive is worth anything at this point.
Well,
And,
it has less than 214.
and so far, all it's done is cast some form of dark magic on the party, so nothing immediate insta-kill. I could imagine that Aw's gonna have a pretty punchy time as oof, oof, chant oh, bad. This party
Sleep
stuns
and
him,
Dazzle.
feels bad, but this, as annoying as it is, this is a fairly short dungeon to run down as long as the encounter table is not too bad.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't run into that bone pack again.
Well, knowing what is in what chests, he could potentially route around them and save the steps.
Makes you wonder if Bert's gonna run into that issue.
He could totally get it as an off-tile encounter and lose his entire grind. This is a risk of a grind like this. There are places where you're moving along the bottom of the room or in and out of a door where you can't get that off-tile encounter. But when you have an early eye like this, and for Bert especially, where you have the black belt, where getting that grind on ASAP post or pre-promotion is huge, you really want to take it. And you've also had a fairly substantial number of items early, so the scaling on this character is not horrible.
Is it Bert or Chanigan that has the black belt?
Uh,
So it looks like Bert's running Fighter Red, White, Black. Or
honestly,
maybe
I
Thief
don't know.
Red.
Is that? I think that's actually is that a thief or a black belt duck at the top of Bert's party?
I want to say it's a Thief.
It probably is. In which case, I would love it if the racers did the normal nice thing of naming their alternate sprite characters what they are, but
He did, but then he re-rolled.
oh.
Yeah, he changed his party after he saw the magic.
Fair enough.
So I'm not gonna blame him for doing the A, B, C, D while the timer was running.
No, that is a completely legitimate reason. I'll admit, I am the kind of guy who will ask an OCD person why they're taking notes even though they're not going to need it, and they'll say, well, I'm OCD, and I'll say, yep, that's a good reason. It might come off like I'm being rude. It's like, no, I'm just honestly curious. Well, as both of our runners are now out with the Vorpal, with the knowledge of where the eye is and some experience coming off of it, Chanigan actually not taking the grind, going straight to Sage, has got the lead in exploration at the moment. Oh, never mind, getting wiped with some blaze.
Those rivers, they're almost never nice. Oh, Zap on the Hydras.
We have finally found encounters that are horrible. That bone encounter in Marsh, and then the river system in general. In fact, Bert getting the ship, having not made his way up there just yet, so he will now have access to the sea.
Was it the Caribs that had the blaze?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
level 6 magic, nothing great.
Rod from the Sages.
Sages giving over their cane because they're not moving anywhere anyways.
And it's an always ice seed.
Indeedly do. That having access to warp at all makes ice a much more palatable dive. And those houses at 853 gold makes this a whole lot more palatable in general. That is some super cheap houses.
Bert over there buying, I think, 30 of them after his eye grind.
Yeah, understandable. Ooh, that is some solid armor. You've got golds and pro rings. Yeah, that's gold -2 and pro ring -1. But remember, vanilla is the best you can get. So -2 on those golds is huge, especially for a
Yeah.
3-caster party. Selling off
Selling
the
the
vorpal
vorpal.
immediately. And
Life
finding
2 and
fade.
fade.
Eesh, yeah. I don't think
Wow.
Chanigan even checked the white magic, so
I don't think the red mage can learn any level 6 white.
at least not pre-promotion.
Yeah, I think the red wizard might have 1 or 2 slots there. Like I said, I'm very bad on remembering all those slots.
And we have confirmation the creeps have blaze. And that's a 6-pack.
Gross.
And this is where having a lot of save items and learning the encounter step or the step counter can make a huge difference. For anyone who hasn't heard of it, Final Fantasy 1 works off of a step counter table where a certain number of encounters in a 255 step sequence is set based on when you start the game and basically locked, such that you will always get an encounter after a certain number of steps until it rolls over. And the racers can manipulate this by saving with a save item and either soft resetting, which resets to the next encounter in line, or hard resetting their game, which resets to the original start point in that encounter table. So if you know that you'll have a quick encounter after 5 steps, another quick encounter, and then a long run, you can save, encounter, soft reset, and have a nice long run thereafter. It's probably the biggest tech function in this game as far as manipulating the movement. Mostly made moot with overall when you get the floater, but it's still huge to be able to do going into dungeons.
And to answer red mage, I believe zap is time magic, so I believe only the ribbon or wall will give you resistance to it. Or just high MDef in general will help you avoid it.
Well, with level 1 wall, that makes for some survivability, but it also takes time to cast it.
Yeah.
So far, we have not seen a ribbon. We could get a ribbon out of, well, a random chest at this point. Bert immediately doing the warp trick and getting the key. That sends us back to Canaria to get the Canaria locked chest.
It does.
Bert not even bothering to search. He just wants to get out.
A neutral wooden stick. Put it on the black mage.
Chanigan's saving a charge. Gonna go and run out this floor. As Bert gets away from a 6-pack of Karibs, Chanigan getting so close to that staircase and salvation.
This is where Bert's little grind helped him out. He had enough warp charges to not have to worry about saving for one of those large floors.
Indeed, but Chanigan with that life, getting out of there, gonna heal up, save, get his charges back and run, and that's some cooked duck on Bert's side with that Karib horror pack.
Surprised the white mage actually ran.
This is true, the white mage has some of the worst luck in the game.
Does the hags have anything? Doesn't seem like it so far.
They have numbers and the ability to annoy. So this is either going to be our... Well, never mind, this has to be the canal, because at this point there's nothing else... Oh, no, it could be the adamant.
True. Can they get the floater before the canal in this set, do you know?
I do not believe so.
Dragon -4.
That is the canal. Now, that was also a really great sword there. They got a vanilla rune.
Ooh.
That is usable and very effective. That Rune Sword is good against casters, so almost all the fiends are... It gives a bonus.
It's what, all the fiends except Chaos?
Uh, Honestly, I don't remember off the top of my head. I just know it's pretty dang good, and a vanilla in this seat's, as far as a pre-promotion weapon, it's pretty much the best thing they found. Now, we do have the Ruby in hand, so our racers will be able to go ahead and check out Sarda. The Titan's Tunnel is not incentivized, but they may well grab it just to see what's there.
It's a quick check, especially with Warp.
And the Titan has been fed the Om Nom Noms. What do you expect that Sarda will have for us? We already have the cane from the Sages. We've got the Crystal and the Herb taken care of.
I think they're going to find the Oxyale here and have to go to Ordeals. Ooh, Adamant.
If you're going to find it, this is a pretty good place for it because it's a very quick sea jaunt to the water dock and just right back into Dwarves.
I mean, it's really good for them. I was hoping it'd be a little trolly for our viewers' sake.
Hey, they're going to Ordeals almost certainly, and I wouldn't be shocked if if we get the floater that one of our runners might go to Ordeals with the boat and use the water dock rather than get the floater turned into the airship and have to deal with it later that way. With Speedboat, one of the greatest flags ever introduced to the randomizer, it's actually not any slower going on the boat than it is moving with the airship. The only problem is you have encounters in the ocean instead of flying over them.
Yeah, Bert did check the Titan's Tunnel and it didn't have anything good in it.
Well, Bert about to probably, I would assume, is going to check the Hall of Giants here because...
He has the rod.
Yep,
They
they have the rod, and we have an incentive here in this dungeon, so very reasonable choice.
He also has the Rune Sword and Fade, so Lich could be a pretty quick kill.
Rando kid rando, but indeedly do. Gonna check this first pack of 3 chests here. Very rarely something you ever looked for. And very rarely getting anything.
I like to check that one just because it's not too far out of the way. I mean, you never know.
And we have some more divergence. Shanigan checking the magic, it looks like, here in Melmond, finding Exit and Harm 3. What does Black Magic have?
Ooh.
Black Magic has Fire 3, Lit 3, and Nuke. Nuke acquired. It's level 5, which is the worst to menu 2, but either way.
Bert did find an Opal Bracelet -2.
Man, if that gold minus in the store over in Crescent is good, the Opal is that much better. It doesn't have the lightning resistance that the Opal Shield does, but it's still the best bracelet in the game.
The floater from the Adamant.
Sky access unlocked, or sorry, access to the sky is unlocked. It's not a sky access unlocked because they still need the cube and the chime to get access to Sky Palace itself, which is incentivized. And we have our first sighting of the Speed Bump's speed bump. And our first big divergence with that magic check to turn in and now going to get the floater. Chanigan looks like he is not going to Ordeals first. As Bert has dealt with a speed bump is going to check what the incentive chest has and then go further on.
The slab.
Another good item to find in this location because it means not having to come back to this continent at all. You can get that translated in Melmond and then go from there.
Yeah, never having to go back to the Melman continent is always preferred.
Now for Chanigan, where do you go with the float or with the airship from here?
Back to Marsh?
I think
Oh,
we're getting an
for the
eye
grind.
grind.
Yeah.
Now, Chanigan knows what's in here as far as other encounters, but so he's taking the risk of that off-tile encounter that messed him up earlier. But he's got that many more incentive items turned in. This could be huge. A little 5-10 minute grind even is value. How
Yeah,
would you down the rest of his party though? That's a risky part of it.
might just go for a party grind for a while and just hope that the other members slowly get picked off.
Well, this arachnid slime party that's got gaze and glance isn't doing any harm. That's a stoned fighter, doesn't absorb any experience and can be brought back with a soft, so that's actually really good value for him. In fact, that's
Yeah,
probably the best thing that could happen.
'cause that black belt I don't think is strong enough to be able to take out the eye by itself yet anyway, so you want some other members up to help for a while.
Indeed, and he does have the mage stick they can use. In fact, that is what he's doing. Caster, mage, cast. As we have a
Bert,
signing of the speed bump itself for Burt Reynolds.
yeah. Harm for fast temper and a swing.
His temper comes out post fast. Oh, Lich has fast too. That's hopefully not going to matter with more temper coming out, more swings, and more harm.
Followed up with an ice 2 from the speed bump.
Interestingly, not a physical attack, but speed bumps are speed bumps. They're not intelligent, they're sleeping policemen.
737. Wow. That was a nice hit.
It's a fairly solid aircraft to fly as Burt Reynolds hits the orb, and can go on to get that adamant turned in for the aircraft unlock.
We'll be able to see if he chooses to do ordeals beforehand.
Indeed do. Getting that translation on that slab. Meanwhile, Chanigan still has all three of his non-stoned party members up with that Black Mage on its knees, 29 health to go. Not going to try and bother taking an alternate encounter, just going to let the eye try and deal with them over time. This eye is not hitting for insignificant damage at this point, given the weakness of the party members in general. Burt getting out of Millman and never going to come back.
Yeah, picked up his Exit and Nuke spells.
Not doing us the honor of haranguing the dwarf. Whether it is saved or freed, nonetheless. Burt going south, going ordeals first. More divergence.
That's what I like to see.
Go ahead and get your pillar selection in chat now, people. I always go for pillar 3.
When I'm not running, I like to vote for pillar 4.
Of course, the best option is early 4 pillar, first pillar straight to the exit.
That's just too nice.
Oop, Chanigan getting an off-tile encounter. Gonna have to get away from that. Doesn't want to risk fighting a party of enemies when he wants to take down just 1 or 2 of his party members. Has switched to punching with the casters though, giving more chances for the eye to actually finish them off.
Alright, here goes first pillar. And
it was
first.
Fast first pillar, dang it.
He only used 1 warp charge.
Finding a Sphinx and saying no, no, no. Gonna go ahead and get the loot on with these chests here. Pro Cape, pretty good value. Not the greatest, but still a lit 3 axe. That's 3 casts of harm too for that white mage. And the white mage red mage down for Chanigan as a katana -4. That's our second katana found.
It is.
They're sad nonetheless.
Just
And
hurts my soul a little. The loot.
that is access to Topher once all orbs are lit. Burt Reynolds in nominal, well, I should say not nominal go mode. Burt Reynolds still has to find the Oxyale, the Cube, and the Chime to get access to Sea and the Sky.
Let's see, so he can go either Lefeinian, Waterfall, check the Gaia item shop, or the Oasis item shop.
And on-rack on shop
Oh,
for
right,
that. So we're
on-rack.
still finding 3 shop item locations to check, but plenty of options for Burt Reynolds. Janigan still using the mage stick, not confident with only 17 levels on that black belt that it can actually punch through an eye. That eye is still doing reasonable damage when it hits. That's 30 plus damage. It's actually a pretty strong eye, all things considered.
Yeah. I don't know, that black belt's still kind of low level and it's worrying me a little bit. Bert did a quick check of the Oasis shop, found no item, and reset back to Gaia.
Which
And
had the
there it
bottle.
is.
So the fairy was captured and then just sent off into the gift shop for someone to find and then just buy and let loose.
And it turned
That
into
is
a
a ribbon.
ribbon. It's -1, but still the best piece of armor they're going to find in this game. I'm curious why he's putting it onto the red mage instead of the white mage, though. Did red mage have access to a
Red
light
Mage.
spell? Whoops.
The Red Mage has. Well, life is slot 1 on level 3, so no, Red Mage would not have access to life.
He accidentally reset out of his bottle purchase and freeing of the fairy.
Oops, see that?
Oh, that black belt's starting to get there, hitting for over 200 damage.
That is big. Once the punch cannon goes online, it is big action for damage. And quick scaling.
So, do you think he's going to take it up to at least 42 with that -1 hit percent per level?
It honestly, you have to take it all the way at this point. You want as much survivability as possible. That is going to be the beefiest party member, bar none. I could totally see him going full 50.
Bert trying to make those Burr Wolves a little colder with a nice 3.
They can only take so much cold. And that's the Oxyale from Lefeinian.
Pretty good find. And the Superstore is on.
That is potentially a bigger find.
Lock at level 6. Yeah, 47 for them defense, and there are unrunnables on, so never know when they're gonna sneak up and force you to get some more experience.
Now, if you're Bert, are you using this as a chance to check the desert?
I think Bert just realized he didn't have the Chime and Cube and is off to Honorak instead.
Well, you got the bottle turned in, so you know the shop's not a worry, but you still have access to the Oxyale and the and the robot in the waterfall. So that's makes sense to go on rack now, because also we have that incentive item in mermaids. Will we see a carbonated bubbles? We haven't seen a liberated Hooray Dwarf, so...
There goes those Zap Hydras, ruining everyone's fun. Oh,
Oh, I was wrong. It did have life.
okay. Makes a little more sense to put the rune on that red mage now.
What will the robot have, and what kind of enemies will be there to wreck Bert's day with this dive? Mummy pack? Mummy and Mommy. Looks like Bert is running with the fun character name flag as well.
Touch on what Fractal is asking. That is the whole point of trying to do a black belt grind. Once you get it up to a high enough level, the rest of the seed usually flows very smoothly. You don't have to check any chests other than incentivized, because you don't need gear for that black belt. And yeah, getting out of that marsh though is going to be an issue.
There's plus the advantage of that this grind gives you a lot of gold early, which just keeps you going for the rest of the game for the rest of your equipment and magic for the rest of your party. And you have the advantage that the black belt, the way it scales is number of hits at a basic level point. You get 8 hits, and its damage is based off total hits and your level itself. So you get to a higher level with more hits, you do more damage to the point which you can see black belts doing 2,000+ damage. And
Bert
it is affected by fast.
Bert found himself some metal slimes though in the waterfall on the trap tile.
That is a very viable party grind as we get the cube off the robot. Is this even randomized? So far, 6 hits out of that black belt, doing good work. So do you think Bert's... Yep, this is a safe grind. He doesn't have to deal with off-tile encounters, as every room, the bottom row of tiles like this are non-encounterable. So you can just move up and down, left or right, in and out of the door or along that bottom and not worry about off-tiles like Shannigan is dealing with.
Yes, improved harm is on, so that white mage proves a lot more useful on these fights.
Using Ice 3, honestly, probably better off using that Mage Stick to cast Fire 2, because these metal slimes are affected by flames, not so much cold. You can melt the already liquid metal, you can't freeze it for effect. It's quite unusual there. That's me trying to rationalize a fictional encounter with a fictional creature in a fictional game from the 80s. Still only 6 hits, but that eye is taking substantial damage now. 600+ damage in 6 hits is truly substantial damage for pre-access to or having not dove in any of the Fiend dungeons at this point. And yep, that Mage Stick is doing as good, if not more damage than the ice casting did, and it doesn't require any charges. Would you believe I didn't realize that caster items were actually caster items until the early 2010s?
Oof. So you didn't use them to their full effect when you're first playing the game?
Played the game through vanilla once a year or so since the early 90s when I grew up, and hadn't realized they actually casted anything. I just thought, oh, the power gauntlet's worth a lot of money, I could sell it for cool gear in the store. Little did I know.
Yeah, that's the other risk with the black belt grind. If it takes too long, your opponents might just be able to go through the seed without doing a static grind and just beat you out in time because of it.
And dilly do, if the walking grind proves to be viable and you stick with the hard grind. The big advantage he has with this grind is the fact that it is a single body, single punch, so the rate, the number of encounters, the number or the amount of experience per encounter is actually pretty solid. That's why the eye is so grand. Bert actually checking some stuff on the TFC floor, not just going straight to the mermaids immediately.
Vanilla Silver Hammer. That white mage can pretend to swing a little better now.
And Shanigan done with the grind, just decided I'm done with this, I'm going. Shanigan, you know you need to do it. Or sorry, Bert.
Refusing to carbonate the bubbles.
We have words post-race. Bert using the warp trick to avoid some run back. Honestly, that doesn't do much in Mermaids, given how far you have to run either way. But
I think
any
it's a
steps
little
you can
quicker.
save.
The chime? Well, we kind of knew it had to be the chime.
Yeah.
Because the last place they can get an incentive item is in Sky.
And that is full go mode, and for Bert, that is definitely something he wants is that tail, because, I mean, the rune stored is nice and all, but even a rolled down katana is better value in the long run.
Yeah, especially for the chaos fight.
Well, didn't make it into the 40s from what I could see, but Shanigan still has 700 plus hit points on that black bolt. That is a fully or mostly operational punch cannon. And one advantage he's going to have here, Shanigan at high enough levels with that black belt, he will start getting break points for enemies wanting to just straight up run from him.
Always feels good when the enemies run away. Except when all of them go first and they run away individually.
Or you get that one stickler who wants to cast a party-wide magic spell that takes that much longer.
Thor -3 in Sharknado room.
Yeah, it's a great weapon to have on the water or against water enemies because lightning does good damage against them, but not so valuable at this point.
Oh, did you see that?
I do believe I missed.
Lobsters have sleep touch.
You know, normally you don't fall asleep when a lobster pinches you, but this is a magical world. As Shanigan is about to find himself a slab and fight a Speed Bump Mark II, but Speed Bump Mark II did not last. Here will be the big trial fire. Does Bert have the levels and gear to get through Kraken?
Well, he has fast tempers, 2 nuke casters, a fade caster. He does not have Invis or Ruse.
I do remember seeing Invis at one point, but not bothering to pick it up if he could.
It may have been promotion locked.
Invis 2 was on level 6, and Invis 1
was that a
was
stun
level 4.
touch? Or did Kraken just cast a stun on that black mage?
Either way, that is incredibly annoying.
5
it's not
hits
as
for
bad
5
as that,
damage.
or any number of hits for 500 plus damage as the black mage just encountered.
Okay, it was hold. Thank you, red mage.
Going with nuke. What does he choose? I would assume fade at this point. Full cast and the swing.
5 hits for 17. Oh.
Sleep. Come on, Kraken is just... Yeah, this is the big worry.
Kraken's just toying with the party.
11 hits on the white mage. Bye
Oh,
bye.
I thought it was a one hit for 300 something. I was like, wow, that's scary.
Down to 2-man, getting swing. Still have a chance. This
There we go.
fiend can scale. Oh,
5
that is a
hits
red
for
mage down.
228. 6 hits for 206, and no, that's a wipe.
The answer is Bert was not equipped to handle it, and Bert is also. Did he back out before diving again to save that chime?
Is save on death on?
I do not believe so.
We're gonna find out
Red
here.
Mage in chat saying yes, he did. Thank you very much, Red Mage.
Okay, yeah.
So Bert taking the option of just saying, I'm going to Sky, I'm going to get the tail, and I'll promote before I deal with Kraken again. Meanwhile, Shanigan steamrolled a speed bump and is now airborne on his way to get some turn-ins. In fact, it looks like Shanigan's just going to go straight ahead and punch a carry to death.
I mean, it's a quick stop.
I do believe he went in the wrong place, though. Normally, you'd want to park at the very bottom left of the volcano, because when you teleport out of the volcano from the teleporter after fighting Carrie, it sets you right there, so you save some steps. And if you have to walk around the entrance of the dungeon to get to the airship, that's just that many more steps.
Also a possible encounter.
Needly-do. Bert is checking greater than less than. He skipped floor 1 on Mirage, but does want to go for this chest dense area. Probably checking for the ribbon more than anything.
Or possibly like a flame armor, ice armor.
Power bonk, ruse
Ace
stick.
-1 isn't bad.
Indeed. Although you need to promote before you can use it. That is totally usable armor for that ninja.
All 4 orbs are needed for this week.
This is the vanilla but worse, or vanilla but hard. So, yeah, it's normal gameplay, just with some rando and some substantial debuffs. Now, Carrie does not want to go easy, takes down the fighter, but that chunky punch cannon is fully online, getting some tempers on it and fast. Gonna see what it can do.
Scary punch coming.
Yep, 1249, dead Carrie, bye-bye Snick Lady, 19 on both the casters. And that is the second orb lit. Shanigan now in the orb lead. The fully operational punch cannon. About to find his bottle, about to get that turned in to get the trumpet. Checking that level 7, level 8 magic, it looks like.
Just the levels. Just for the black, because he doesn't have the white mage to get the white spells here. Brack at level 8.
Couple insta-kills there, Zap, Brack, and so on.
Oh, he did buy the bottle? I completely missed him buying the bottle.
Yeah. Sorry, the ribbon, not the trumpet. I forgot where the loot was out of off the top of my head, and that's why I made these notes.
Loot was from down here, was it not?
It was ordeals.
Oh, ordeals. Right, Shanigan didn't go there. Masa -1. Good sword acquired.
That is the best big stick so far. That outstrips the katana, especially native 4. And it's immediately wheelable, which is a mega value.
So I believe he is going to take out Tiamat on this dive.
If he can get it, he would most definitely do. And we might even see a robot chicken for his efforts as well. Although...
that could be a scary fight. None of his party, I think, have over 400 HP.
And Robot Chicken is tied to the same skill pool as the refights. There is that tail. That is all incentive items located.
Exit is out. not going after Tia on that dive. Probably gonna
Evidently,
go promote immediately then.
yeah. Yeah, wow, totally dead set on it. Would not even take a stake in wing fight. It's a pretty solid experience to get there. But also likely wants to get some casts of magic on that ninja, because we know Saber is level 1. If we haven't found the power bonk, that is going to be very potentially important.
Fast and Temper were both 3 and 4, were they not?
Yep,
No, level 2 Fast. And then Temper was fairly early.
Temper was slot 2 level 3 black.
So yeah, he can get Saber, Fast, and Temper on that ninja.
Self-sufficiency is huge. And you got Ice Shield, Ice Armor.
So it's a very big armor upgrade.
I do believe he could get a Pro Ring and a... Yep, he could put a Pro Ring and ribbon on that thief as well. He only has the one ribbon so far that has been found, so I don't expect him to not check more chests going forward. Obviously, he'll check only ones he can reasonably stop by, because at this point he is in full-on orb-required go mode. Oh, he is going for the eye grind. Waited for promotion so he can get those magic charges filled up, but he is going to go ahead and get the eye grind as Chanigan is now in Waterfall to check with the bot to get the cube.
Wait, where was Oxiel from?
The Oxiel was from the Lefeinians.
I completely missed if Chanigan went there because I was watching.
Yes, he did. He checked up the store as well. So far, Chanigan has not been to Ordeals, which is the big item difference. He will otherwise get all the other items. Obviously, he will know that the tail is not necessary by the time he has the cube here and the chime out of Sea Shrine. Unless he leaves Ordeals to last, which honestly he probably will. He will most likely just go on the Fiends and have to go get that loot as his last item.
Makes me wonder how many levels Bird is planning on trying to get off this eye grind.
Well, with all incentive items acquired, he is getting the maximum possible experience off the eye, but he is divvying it up between all 4 of his characters. That was only 2100 experience per character. It's a few levels, and he will get magic immediately because he's at high enough level that he can start accruing those charges, but it will take some time. And of course, with the rest of his party being higher level than Chanigan's was going into this fight, it will take longer if he's trying to get the rest of his party danned to dan that party with that little damage at this point relative to the party's health that I can do. Yep, Ultron pointing out in chat for our fans that Sarda had the adamant which led to the floater. Thank you very much.
Of course. Didn't want to interrupt your train of thought.
Feel free to interrupt me. I talk and talk and talk, and unless I'm told not to talk, I will continue to talk, and it can be quite annoying, and I understand that so. But hey, if I'm here to talk, I'm here to talk.
See, I appreciate people like you because I can't do that constant talking. So it helps me out that you fill out a lot of the talking for me.
Chanigan beelining it straight to mermaids, going straight down to the incentive, not even going to check to carbonate bubbles, I'd assume. That is the chime ready, that is the cube in hand from the waterfall dive, if he's been there.
Chanigan is just going to be non-stop, kill fiends and go straight to Topher at this point.
Okay, yep, Chanigan is in go mode minus the loot. He's gonna, at this point, he is definitely gonna go ahead and get the tail, checking to see if that is the incentive or the final incentive item. find out that it is Ordeals, and that will be his last check before he goes Topher. Now the question here is, can Bert make up for the power of the punch cannon being online by trading the grind that Shanigan did earlier for a grind now on his party with that eye tile?
Bert would have to leave after like one or two more eyes and just gun it to try and make it to Topher first at this point, I think. But
It's totally possible. There is one thing to consider in that Bert does have more levels on the rest of his party already, and survivability in Topher, we haven't seen a lot of the really, really nasty stuff so far.
yeah, there could be an early nuke even on Lich 2 that wipes out everything but the black belt for Shanigan.
If Lich 2 rolls vanilla, that is literally the first thing it'll do. That's one of the funnier things with the way the randomizer works for Fiend's the Fiend skill set. Lich 2 is often just a pretty big speed bump because it just doesn't always run a lot of those good skills, and it does often have a pretty small hit point pool compared to the other Fiends.
Yeah,
Even rolled up.
with that, that's how it got its good old nickname of speed bump. But sometimes it bites back.
Will Shanigan be able to deal with the Kraken, whereas Bert was unable? We shall see.
I feel like Shanigan's gonna get through Kraken no problem.
I mean, if that black belt is capable of moving fast enough, it can punch just as many times as a Kraken can, even though it has fewer limbs. Might as well just be Saitama for how many serious punches it can throw.
Bert's up to 28 for his whole party.
That is substantial levels. In normal play, you could see a Topher dive with that kind of levels, but with the number of party members that have rolled down stats, especially the hit point and vitality roll downs, that's still quite scary. Meanwhile, Kraken doing 300 damage, but 1500 is a bit more punching. That is a Kraken down for Shanigan.
It was one less hit though. The black belt couldn't get to that 11 hits that Kraken was doing.
Sadly, unless we get a buff to the number of hits per level, I don't think it's possible to go beyond 10. Well, without fast, I should say. The fact that fast works on the black belt's ability to punch is just a little broken, personally.
You just have to imagine the black belts drinking some coffee or an energy drink. Yeah, just getting hyped up from it. No sandwich though. Ten is the vanilla hit max. You rolled a very great set of malices for these runners.
I cannot claim rights to the one who rolled this. Let me check who did roll this seed.
Saracen just took credit for rolling it in chat.
Ah, thank you, Saracen. I misplaced my Twitch chat. There we go. Now I can see it. Having too many windows open at once, even if you have multiple screens, you can misplace a window if you click off one thing or another.
Oh yes. Let's see. Important malices. Black belt has -1 hit percent per level. Black mage has no faster ribbon. Thief has minus vitality and minus hit percent.
There we go. Go ahead and put them in chat just so everyone can read them in plain text. save some time. Chanigan obviously not searching any chests, not going to go ahead and get that moss over on the left, not needing it with the punch can online. Going to check, find the tail here, and know that Ordeals is the last thing he needs to do before he can dive into Toph.
Probably just feel a little sad about not going there with the boat.
Meanwhile, Bert, done with the eye grind, checks back into Crescent, gets some life casts, gonna get
Viz 2.
some Invis 2, got those gold bracelets to buff the rest of his party's gear, and obviously having promoted, so having that Masa on a ninja now. Gonna
Right back to
retake the fight
Sky.
in Sky. Well, take it for the first time at that, because he actually bailed out without taking the fight.
Those HP totals still aren't great.
Red Mage in chat pointing out the unfortunate co-location of levels for some of these spells. Most definitely not great to see, especially since we have not seen a Ruse Stick or a White Shirt.
I don't foresee Bert using Fade too much in Topher since he has 2 nuke casters. So it's not awful. He also has Harm 4 at a lower level, which kind of is a discount Fade.
It only works crit against element or against undead, but still, it is a very potent spell. And wow, Chanigan's Black Mage is so threatening that these mages are actually running in Sky. That is scary weird. Normally, nothing in Sky will run. It's a late enough dungeon that just unlikely to break the morale. And Chanigan go ahead and straight up taking Tia, getting the fast off. Blizzard comes down, does some substantial-ish damage, but not too much to worry about. 10 hits, 9-13. Temper comes out. This is a 1 punch away from death, Tia. More
Unless Tia
Temper.
does something very scary.
Well,
Took out the Black Mage.
true. Just giving it a nap, getting those levels focused on the white mage and red mage, or sorry, the warrior and red mage. And that is go mode minus the Ordeals dive for Chanigan as Bert is back in Sky proper on his way to fight Tia himself. The overlap of the punch cannon coming online versus Bert's want to go ahead and promote and grind, especially also having lost a Fiend fight. Remember, did fail out of Sea Shrine already.
That was a very painful thing to happen, unfortunately.
Indeedly do, but it just shows how harsh this flag set can be. Will Chanigan have to warp even once? Oof. Yes, he will. He got the pillar to the back, and he will check first pillar and be 1 room away.
As the same spot that Bert did his warp, which it makes sense to check that first one just because it's closer.
Yeah, getting those ups and downs early right is never a bad thing. Meanwhile, Bert getting the fast off, 10 hits, only 340 damage. It is substantially less potent with that Masa roll down and a ninja than a fully active punch cannon. But there's so many nuke casts and more swings with the Masa. Only 83 damage. That
Ooh.
lack of crit there. Yeesh. Tuba ready to toot for Chanigan, full on go mode as more nukes, more fade, getting some temper out, trying to bring that ninja up into the crit capable zone. 200 plus damage with that fade, more temper coming out. Blizzard doing a chunk of damage, but not taking any party members down. More nuke, heal 3, and nuke with the swing. See where this goes with Tia. Tia cannot be too far from dead. These have been substantial enough chunks that should add up eventually. 476 damage. That is a first proper swing, and 230 to take Tia down. That is a Sky Fiend down for Burt Reynolds. 2 orbs left to go mode for Burt.
Even with all that party grinding he did, he only has 2 party members over 400 HP at this point.
That is the critical nuke safe level. A fully rolled up nuke or nuclear can do up to 400 damage, so it's always some value, especially if you have a life caster available to keep them at or above that level.
Thankfully, the White Wizard is one of the 2 that's over 400.
The fact the White Wizard was able to dodge the buff or the negative to the health and only lose Cure 3 and MDef. That ribbon or a Pro Ring definitely makes up for that somewhat. Hey, a Pro Ring, what do you know?
There is no life in battle on this seed either.
True, not even the life one limited. Chanigan really did go hard go mode, did not stop at the store to pick up gold ring or bracelets, did not go to the store to buy bracelet or pro rings. It's just go, go, go. Doesn't take any of these potential walking grinds. Worst comes to worst, I would not be shocked to see Chanigan do a bit of walking grind on, say, Topher 2 or 3, get those Gasties, but that's a worst to worst situation. I have to go for any form of party grind at this point.
Coming up on our Lich 1 fight, or Lich 2 fight. Sarius.
Sorry is sorry, but not sorry. Chanigan with a solid stack of heal pots to use, takes the fight, goes for swing, weight, fast, temper. 6 hits, 606 with pre-fast, pre-temper. That's a substantial chunk. Does Lich punch back? 25. Nothing. That has a tickle from those bony fingers. And then 12 hits for well over 1,000 damage. Takes down Lich 2.
Running away from our friends the Agamas.
This is not an Agama floor. This is a floor with a carry 2 on it, with some Agamas running around to be ignored. Meanwhile, Bert on the sea floor going for Kraken.
His revenge fight coming up.
The poor thief has made his way, leveled up, grown stronger, equipped better gear. Can it get revenge?
Hannigan did show Carry 2 some respect by moving the fighter into slot 1, and it paid off.
The fighter takes the stun as the black belt does the punching. Meanwhile,
go ahead.
Meanwhile, Invis 2 coming out with temper and fast, trying to get some evasion. Kraken 2 hitting hard, but not too hard that time. The ninja staying up 335 health. More temper coming out. Fade from the white mage. 155 damage. Hold hits the black belt. Oh, that is horrible. Hopefully, Burt Reynolds remembers Cure Force can lift that. Yes, he does. Cure 4 with the randomizer flags we have can cure status ailments in battles. So stun, dark, poison, very, very critical thing to have.
Ooh.
Well, and that is a revenge fight. Water Fiend down, there's one orb left. Carry is all that stands between Burt Reynolds and Topher. Meanwhile, Chanigan on his way in the seafloor in Topher itself to deal with Kraken 2.
Having some troubles running from these fights.
Not having that thief with the buff to its evasion and luck, it's very annoying to run often. And that is a warrior down. Does Chanigan even bother resurrecting it? It uses a temper spell slot, but definitely going to go for it and wants the body to absorb the punches that we know Carry 2 is well unwilling to use. Keeping the red mage in slot 3, not going to bring the black belt down there. Wants to keep the red mage less likely to be punched, theoretically, but there's no white caster otherwise, so...
That is a high absorb Kraken.
Yeah, stop coming out Kraken, only hitting the fighter again. 8 hits, 836. That is a proper amount of damage. Not as much as we could see, but those nukes are rolling in. 173, 74, near max roll from Toot. We gotta wait, we got a punch, we got a nuke and nuke.
Did Bert already go and kill Carrie?
Nope, Bert is realizing now I have not killed Carrie. Oh, wait. Now Bert is remembering that he did not kill Carrie. Or is Bert still... Yep, there we go. That is a bonk on the orb. Womp, womp. And speaking of womps, that is a womped Kraken 2 on Shanigan's side. Going towards Tia 2, finding a Vampire Party Pack before. So Tia 2, fight, fast. Temper.
Ooh, that was a big hit out of Tia 2.
Hit 400 plus, reciprocated 4 hits for only 980 plus damage. Soup doing his duty. Or her duty, I should say. We have the female sprites for Shanigan. Have 1400 damage. Yeah, that's a good amount of punching done. That life cast gonna come up. Those 3 casts of temper on that red mage gonna get some good use, most likely, in this final fight. Or nuke cast, fade cast, whatever it may need. Shanigan cleanly through Tia 2 on his way to fight Chaos as Bert is burning his way through the volcano towards Carrie.
Black belt down to slot 4.
Yep, seeming to keep that black belt out of the way. Rub not hitting on the black mage. 6 hits, 459. Fast comes out post swing, but that's still a substantial amount of damage, and that fast cast now doubles the number of hits that black mage can put out. Fire hits in for under 100 for most of the party. 971 off 10 hits. There you go, doubling the number of hits, doubling the damage output. Wait again, going with Ice 3. Gonna go with some... Oop, Ice 2 coming in, dealing some damage, taking the fighter off, but Ice 3 coming out, gonna get a heal spell, it looked like, on the red mage. Oh, 12 hits for 2300, and that is still alive. That is a thick chaos. Not long for this world, though, with 581 health available. I think Soup is gonna stand and deliver. The 11 hits, 2194. That is GG for Shanigan. First overall and first on stream.
And Bird is on his way into Topher now.
The bonk has been forgiven, and the orb may move out of the way.
Oh, that black belt grind did pay off for Shanigan, even with that half experience gain.
And we are joined in the booth by our winner of the race, Shanigan.
Hello.
GG. Punch Cannon Online.
Yep. What a good feeling. It's been 7 months since I've played FFR, and just to win the first game since then, this is a good feeling. I'm happy.
With the -2 malices on the parties and the rolled down equipment, honestly, I agreed with your party choice. The black belt, even though that -1 hit, just easy to make work.
Yeah, especially when the eye is in Marsh Cave, which is the easiest place it could have landed. Yeah, the black belt was my go. As soon as I looked at the flags 10 minutes before the race, I knew black belt was going to be my go mode, since every weapon had had minus or was neutral or minus, and yeah, black belt is just a punch machine.
It is. And all that natural M defense that it gains just by punching stuff down. It's
Yeah.
a great choice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Didn't need a ribbon. Found one, so that's good. But yeah, and with also with wall at level 1. Yeah, MDef was just good. Punch wasn't too bad. I think I got my 6 hit at level 31 or something. I don't remember. Yeah, that well was just good, and without the with the double hit crit whatever on the black belt turned off. Yeah, that was just black belt was just too good.
Realistically, from what we've seen from Bert, the only saving grace at this point is the fact that he was able to find the Masa, which even rolled down 1 or 2 is better than that the Katana or Vorpal, which both rolled -4.
Yeah, that Vorpal was sad. As soon as I like I said, as soon as I saw the eye, I knew I picked epic right. But the Vorpal being -1, I'm like, yeah, I'm so happy I didn't went with the Thief, because that was my maybe 15-20 minutes before the we rolled this. No, not 15. Wait, 5 minutes after 5 minutes after we rolled the seed. Sorry, I was using Thief, black belt, red and black, and I switched to the fighter just in case I get a decent weapon or something like that. And I'm so happy I did. Thief would have been just a dead weight.
That negative vitality plus the negative hit percentage
Yeah.
on the definitely acting as a bit of a hindrance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thief was gonna be my runaway guy, but I'm like, yeah, I have a black mage which normally runs pretty quick, pretty often.
Kraken 2 being Kraken 2 to Bert and just knocked out the white mage in 1 hit.
It's a proper showing. I mean, there was no white mage on Shanigan's side to punch out, so I had to wait for Bert to get there.
Still had a life caster though.
Oh, and
do.
there goes
Having-
the red mage.
Actually, no life casters for Bert left.
But
Does
did
get
get
the
Kraken 2
kill.
down. This is going to be a nail biter getting through Tia 2 and Chaos though.
Did Bert remember to pick up magic for his black or his ninja? I'm assuming
Yes.
he did.
The ninja did have Saber.
Saber, fast, and
I'm
And-
not...
yeah, Saber, fast, and Temper were levels 1 through 3. I'm assuming you saw that and went, well, that could have been good.
Yeah, sorry. I was watching the stream.
Oh, you're good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, magic was very, very good early, except level 1. Level 1 was just garbage. But the level 2, 3, and 4, and 5 were just really good.
That's a wipe on Tia 2.
And unfortunately, it is a forfeit for Burt Reynolds, not feeling up to try and rediving that again. Understandably so.
Yeah, that was a rough dive.
That said, Bert and you as well, Shanigan, you were both the leaders, it seems, on the race so far. We still have 3 more racers going on off stream of the 6 competitors. Well, it looks like I do believe Bert is going to go off to bed. Unfortunately, it is quite late for a lot of our competitors, understandably so.
It's only 11:30 p.m. Not too bad.
Yeah, it is Sunday, so many people have to be up in the morning. Unfortunately, I am
Yeah,
one of
I'm
those.
on vacation. That's the only reason why I'm running.
Oh, nice. I do have it a little easier. It's only 10:30 here for me.
Well, it looks like if we're gonna have one down, Chanigan, do you have anything you want to add for this? They just go ahead and go for final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. GG's everyone. Thank you crew for commentating, restreaming. Thank you Speed Gaming, and it's good to be back. I just gotta say that it's good to be back.
Good to see you racing again.
It is always good to see any and everyone who wants to be part of the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer community to actually take part, whether you're on stream and enjoying it that way or just playing for fun. That being said, Alderon, any last words from you?
This was actually my first time catching the Lefeinian ladder. It actually looks like a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to jump in and help out with the commentating, and I was allowed to do so. And I appreciate you helping me out, keeping the air not being dead when I'm not talking. And thank you for all the racers and all of our viewers for stopping in and enjoying it with us.
Thank you very much, Odoron. Obviously, Speed Gaming for hosting this event. As far as the Lefeinian ladder, as Odoron has pointed out, this is actually a somewhat of a side event where all of our runners, normal competitors, can have fun, enjoy some extra interesting, difficult seeds as we build up for the now ongoing two-player team races, the co-op event that is currently going on. You can check FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Not only will you find the randomizer there, you will find links to the wikis, which will give you access to the randomizer schedule for events. We will be having streams for the co-op tournament as well as offline races that you will be able to get on the Discord, notifications of those races going live. You can watch them on stream through people's Twitch channel feeds, even if we are not broadcasting on FFR or any other Twitch channel live. Yeah. As far as myself, Fabian Hawk, Odoron, of course, my co-commentator, Speed Gaming, our gracious hosts, thank you very much. You all have a great night.